we're back to it. I have something I desire to talk about. For myself to hear myself. To understand myself how it could seem at first it could seem too much. The ability to understand others' minds, but still in a ways that one needs to respect their privacy at always and not judge them for what they think, as those are their thoughts, not mine. But if one does have the ability to understand them, is for oneself to know or to say what needs to be said at that moment. But it takes time to truly understand them and how to cope with them. But one truly seeks to understand so much more. Because I have spoke this before, as I am a mother of 3, and I am grateful to be a mother of 3. I get to understand them more. Sometimes it's like it could be a lot when my one continues to learn to understand what one's mind and soul does. At sometimes that it could be a lot, and especially because sometimes I do go through certain places and I desire to speak some words and I desire to write, but I can't at the second. So I might speak up on them so it gets done immediately. But it could be too much, because then you might be able to confuse your child and what is going on with yourself. Because if one does have the gift to see all things from the spiritual world in different realms at one time, it could be a lot. You could be freaked out, and if you don't seek the guidance within your higher selves and your archangels and your ancestors, to try to understand and to know that you're not losing yourself, know what you see is wrong, or you're wrong to know or to feel or to experience all that. One needs to understand how to understand and learn, while one still needs to balance at home and to blend both worlds or multiple worlds at one time, and to explain, to take the fear away from your child, to certain not mishaps, but as one is that light attracts certain things, but then one needs to learn how to rebuke all that negative before it even enters your home, as what child will attract it to, that protection, that sphere that I contain, the containers I extend all the way to where they're at always, no matter how far one is, their own little group, their own little, from our ancestors, from both, but from all realms, are with my divine children. And their protection is so beyond, out of this world, that no harm will come to them, to their divine soul, to their mind, and to their spiritual. That something is meant to harm them one way, mentally, physically, emotionally, their mind will seal it immediately. Might think naive they are. No, their mind is sealed to other idiotic things that do go wrong or said or being placed upon one child. Instead, one child will try and need even more. And the presence of those that protect them will be felt immediately. And to the point that it gets to a certain level that they need to be presented even into a higher degree, where even all is felt and certain things might be flickering. It's just to remind my child, don't worry, we're here with you. No harm will come to you. Continue to smile. That's all you gotta do. Continue to love life, as that's what you all created to do. Because you are protected from the great divine and by your divine mother. So imagine, she carries a throne of many realms. You cannot see them, but they definitely see you. You'll definitely understand the true divine power that it does come from our great source. Sign to walk, no worries. It might show there are sometimes locations, but all that no longer serves a higher purpose. Their divine soul, as they are my divine children, they seek the divine path as that is all they will owe. They will always know and only know. The path that was written for them to fulfill and to succeed in all that was meant to be theirs. At moments one may not know it, but the knowledge that they need to know, they will know it immediately before they even grab that pencil or pen or whatever they might need. The knowledge they need is already within their soul, as they contain it from the great divine, as they are a main source as well. And they'll be shine, and they will succeed in all they desire, as they are blessed in ways one can never imagine. As their soul is here to shine as well, so bright. So when my great divine and my ancestors see them all around, they know we did it. We fulfill what we always desire to do. Bring the light to every realm that we existed, to bring the higher good that our great divine always wished for. Someone is a mother. You need to understand so much. Instead of fearing all that one could dream, all that one could understand, it was to have knowledge, to prepare one child for when the event came. It would not tumble them, and they'll stand straight immediately. As they already knew, and they know how to act, and know how to move themselves out of that situation immediately, as they are guided always by the great ones all around one, as they are one to the great divine as well. So imagine that. When I see it, it's beautiful beyond measures. And for me, that is true abundance, to have that, to feel that blessed, to seek my children. To be so blessed that I understood it so well, to the very point that I was like, fuck this, my kids ain't gonna fall into what they desire me. No. And I stop there, and I stop it all the way around. So when it comes around once again, it's always been green for one. Because one stopped and one clear, all passed. If one kind of carry a little bit more weight for one ancestors, because we need to shine that light all the way through. Because I do stand in the middle of them all. As I said it before, you might not see them, but we'll make sure their presence is felt immediately. And that's what I do love. And that's what one will always be one to it all, and grateful for all. But back. I guess I had to say that real quick too, to cover all areas. As you understand oneself more into this role you were created to fulfill, one learns and understands more, and more, because then you see yourself grow and understanding. You have this desire to know more of all that it is, the unknown. But then you get to, when I take the day and see all, then I get to see my divine children, how they are developing to this divine souls that they are. My youngest is able to to understand so much more, and I speak to her so clearly that instead of saying no and fear in her create a fear, one understands it, seeks the knowledge that one needs to contain to explain to them, do not fear it. It's within you. Love it, appreciate it. So they will never lose that connection. They will never feel the stagnation of the world that is around us. It will be completely blocked as you learn, as you're the divine mother or father of that divine child that you were blessed with, to flourish, to guide them to us. Our great divine desires them to seek their soul, to learn, to teach them to seek what their soul desires, not what is around one. The illusion that tried to place upon their minds that they do not deserve. Never allow their mind to be blocked into a box that it never pretend to them, or to not feel bad because they cannot fulfill the criteria of others can. No one was created the same. I am not like no one else, nor my children. I know you are. If you really think about it, we all were created differently for a reason. So seek the opportunity to learn what you are, so when the time comes, you know how to guide your child, and you know how to keep the peace when one knows. Because at the end of the day, if one child does get that wheel of that car, one knows it's blessed. One knows that they will react immediately to their benefit. They'll be guided or a fucking man trust. His fear will go around any automobile my divine child drives, and no harm will come, and no accidents will come in their way. All will be removed immediately. Just say, little bumper cars ain't even touch no one. It's just letting you know the power that you contain within your mind and your words that you have. You use it so wisely. You speak so differently that all will be shocked, but it's alright. One speaks, one writes, one ways for one reason. Because because one speaks to oneself and one brings their own reality, creates their own life and their own path. That's the best part of it all. But one as a mother needs to learn all that. It needs to how to teach them not to fear. At moments lights will be turned off. At moments certain things will be moved, drop, or change. Or what mom attracts a lot of little creatures. It's not because it's wrong. It's because they feel it. And I just respect it. I only ask. My ancestors create that little barrier where they all must stay in their little area. One needs to create little homes for them to fulfill safe and sound. One will be known. One needs to do at the moment to create that for them to have their home in one way or another. And I speak about all. I speak about what I have seen, what I have felt, and what has hurt. I will find ways in when no one ever thought. My great divine, you know what we must do, and I would do what I need to do to fulfill those dreams my great divine had. In one way or another, I will make them real. I'll make it my own, as all I desire is to fulfill my great divine. If I one must be the mother that learns so many ways, and she might be a white witch, or she might be out of this world, and either way, one knows what it is. It's an ancient soul that has power like no other. The power that comes from Ra, Haven Horus itself too, as one in the middle of them both. So the protection that contained comes from both realms and every other realm that my soul has ever exist. And the knowledge as well. And information as well as, oh man, I can see many things right now and I don't even know how to describe them. But time will come and I will know how to speak upon them. But I will know what to do. I just know that it's alright. I know where I'm going and where I must do. And now that I need to be taught to my divine children, the knowledge will be what I need, and I will know how to explain and describe all that I need to describe for them to understand, well, there's more out there than anybody ever thought. And we're more gifted than ever because we get there first as well. Because when they walk, and I have been walking, they've been walking in front of me always. Because I make sure my divine children took those steps that I created and never will stumble. And we continue to go up to the heavens that we have upon this earth and every other realm that I exist and my soul exists as well. And add 20 on that. Let my kids learn. So let me use my words real quick to upon them. All that no longer serve the soul and no longer is right for them, it will be removed immediately. They'll understand it. Even themselves will reject it because their soul guides them. And they say, no, Mom, this is no good for me no more. I don't want to do it. And I'll just smile because I know all I needed to do was believe in my great divine. That all that needs to be done will be done immediately, and all that needs to be spoken upon has been spoken upon. This is just my confirmation to myself that it's all been all good, and it will continue to be blessed, as blissful as I am. But I was a little 13 on the good things. But it's just for you to understand for myself to know that I took that time to learn all that I needed to learn was for a reason, not because one was being. I need to say this because I feel that I'm not in the location I desire to be at this moment, but I am at the location that I need to be. The location I desire, I will be there where I must when it's my time, because I needed to prepare my mind, my soul, my spiritual to know what it was and to understand myself so well. So when I do see my children speak certain words that some would not understand, but I understand them so well because they are, man, I can see the great ones, the lights that surrounds them, how they are guided, and I need to flourish that for them never to lose it. But enough for them never to fear, and to feel the weight that is brought upon them, to never to see it as a weight of being dropped weight upon one's shoulders. Is one for to experience, to understand why one needs to feel that. It's because one is that blessed. And was gifted and was chosen to carry it and to clear it and to understand it. Yeah, I could definitely say my kids have had to go through some moments that I needed to learn and to remove myself, but as I remove myself, I needed to remove them as well. Only to understand, let them know I am being advised, it's for our own good. It's to keep us safe. You don't understand yet, but when your age comes, I'll explain to more depth that you can understand. My oldest, she gets a little bit harder, and sometimes they might be too harsh, and I might be too harsh as well with my words. But man, when I get to see so much, I might need to find words how to describe it, or how to explain it better for her not to ever take her innocence always been within her and her mind. But for her to see that what one mom experienced, that she might go through that, never to see it as